O'Shea Duke Jackson. Dating is awful for black men. Let's get into it in this city. Let's check this out.
Dating in big cities. And today we're going to talk about another one. Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. And a lot of folks been weighing in on some of the other cities like New York, L.A., and Atlanta. But what's going on in D.C.? And for some of you black men out there, I got some good news. If you're in D.C., it's a very high income place. You have the Virginia, Maryland, PG County areas, and also a lot of beautiful women from many different places. But according to certain sisters, living in DC is hard for women.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you might be single because of your zip code. Okay? You've been trying to make fetch happen for a really long time in a city. You might have even moved to the city, like this one, Washington, D.C., because you were amazed at when you went to the brunches and the day parties at the amount of single, eligible men. They were educated. They had great jobs. They worked in corporate, they were lawyers, they were doctors, they worked on the Hill. And then 6 months later, then a year later, 2 years later, you're still single. You have 2 situationships under your belt, 2 guys who ghosted you, 1 who ended up being secretly married, and a couple who just tried to put you on a roster and keep you there. That is the reality for a lot of women. So I'm going to need you to get on your Zoom, okay? Get on your Zoom and do a little bit more research. Here's what you need to be looking at. You stop and start at education attainment and average income. Ooh, girl, they got money here. Okay, but what's the percentage of people getting married? Washington, D.C., for example, has the highest percentage of unmarried people in this country.
Really?
I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that.
Let's help guide your decision making, okay? So if you move to a city that has a lot of eligible bachelors, for example, right? Particularly those who are men of color, black men. The reality is we know the statistics. We know that for every eligible black guy, there might be about 20, 30, 40 black women who want to be with him, okay? And if you are strictly for the brothers, then be prepared to get into the octagon because you're about to be fighting. You're about to be competing. Whether you feel like it or not, whether you want to or not, that may be your reality when you purposely choose to move to a city where there are few in supply.
Right.
That's the reality. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this to you. You're probably not gonna win, okay? Now, there are exceptions to that. I'm not saying this is the case for everybody. There are exceptions to everything. But that is the reality for most. Most. Now that I've said that to you, all right, what are some solutions? Look at smaller markets, okay? Big fish, little pond, or little fish in a big pond. Look at the stats for how people get married, how people interact with each other in certain cities and areas. Take a moment, take a beat, think about it. It might be time to move.
And that brings up another brother that I have been noticing here on the platform. A guy by the name of Cannon Corey. He moved to D.C. about a year ago, and he's been talking about his experience living there.
So one thing that you're probably going to hear a lot about if you're a guy trying to date in Washington, D.C. is you're going to hear about the ratio. Like people usually say it's like one-sided, but it really is. Every time I go to any event and I try to go do anything, it's usually really lopsided as far as like how many men there are to how many women there are. I want to say, and I might be exaggerating, but it feels like for every one guy, there's like maybe like 5 or 6 women.
Damn. That's how I felt when I lived in D.C., but that was like over 20 years ago. Is that true? Brothers from D.C., PG County, Maryland, Virginia. Comment below. Is it like 5 to 1? I heard there's some pretty good day parties and stuff out there in D.C. Let me know.
Not an exaggeration to me, that's how it feels. And because of that, that kind of sways how, I'm not going to say desperate people are, but because they know there's not as many options on their side, a lot of the women are kind of like, it's like they have a little bit lower standards. They're trying to at least just get chosen or at least be in the dating pool in the first place, because with guys having so many options ends up hurting, women.
So the standards is lower. Basically, I could take my ugly ass out there and get a date, right?
Damn right.
I think the more even it is, the better it is for everybody all the way around. But out here in D.C., I mean, really, it's way more women than there are guys.
Right, it is.
like literally 98 degrees right now. I don't know how I'm making this video for you guys, but I'm making it happen. Okay, so not only is the ratio like drastically in favor of men, where there's a lot of women everywhere, but the women that are around, they all seem to like have the same mindset where they really want to settle down. Like they have those mindsets where they're not afraid to say, hey, they need a man. And I'm not gonna say like need a man as in like, you know, they need him to survive, but they just need a man in their life. They're not afraid to say it. But the only problem with that is, man, I feel horrible saying this stuff, but it's the truth.
He feels horrible saying it, but I bet you don't say it anyway. What do you feel horrible saying, brother?
Even though these women want to settle down, the majority of them have lived a life where they focused on their career and they got successful. They got to a point in their life where everything financially is good or stable for them, but it took time to get there. And since it took time, it's like a lot of them are like past their prime.
So, okay, you get a lot of these older women in DC because they focused on their career and now they want a guy. Now, kudos to the sisters. I'm not going to ever hate on anybody who's trying to develop their career, but I believe a lot of women think that, oh, these guys are going to be there when I get done. And it's like, okay, like me, I'm 43. Me working all my life to get to 43, I can still date somebody younger. But if you're a 43-year-old woman, that might be a harder thing to grasp, especially if, you know, you're competing against somebody that's like a, you know, like a 25-year-old woman or a 24-year-old woman. And in DC, it's a big city. You know, they got people coming in through there all the time. You got so many women, not just black women in DC. You got Asian women. You got women from other parts of the country. It's the nation's capital. So you want a relationship, and now this dude who is maybe like in the same age, he got all these opportunities, and if it's 5 or 6 to 1, a guy gonna take advantage of that.
They're kind of more on the downhill part of like, they're not gonna get you with like looks, put it that way.
So if they don't get you with looks, what they don't get you with? Cashing out. Exactly. We're gonna be honest. A lot of ladies, whether y'all want to talk about it or not, if you can't get somebody with looks, you doing what the same thing Brother O'Shea is doing. Paying. It's even women who find paying. Look at Keke Palmer. You think she ain't paying? Look at Lizzo. You think she ain't paying?
They're gonna have to really use personality to really shine that way to kind of catch your attention because, you know, I mean, they're getting a little older. And I hate saying it, but, you know, time is usually not on a woman's side as far as like attractiveness and catch your eyes physically. But you know what? Don't feel bad because they know this. I mean, I think that's why, you know,
hit thumbs up
with women, they're in a harder situation as far as like trying to balance, you know, trying to be successful and having a career for themselves, but at the same time doing it in a certain amount of time so where they can still have kids safely and, you know, be able to also still be young enough to enjoy their youth. So that's kind of...
Yeah, another thing about that too is a lot of old women say they always talking about, y'all be thinking I be getting young guys trying to holler at me all the time. A young dude try to holler at me the other day at the grocery store. I was like, yeah, they want to smash grandma. I wanted to smash a lot of grannies when I was in my 20s too, because I thought, ooh, I thought maybe they're a lot easier. They don't play, a lot of girls my age when I was younger, I thought played too many games. They had too many options. They were dealing with so many guys that in order to smash was impossible. So I felt like, well, shit, let me get me an older woman because they stop playing games. Even though I learned later on in life, it'd be women in their 70s still getting played, still playing games, not being, you know what I'm saying, 60s. So that shit don't never, that shit ain't true. They never go out that game playing shit. So I forgot what I was getting ready to say. Let's go and continue on.
Like pretty much what the dating pool is out here. All right, people, so I heard from a little birdie that a lot of guys are not feeling the whole, singling, mingling group activities, you know what I'm saying? They're not feeling the whole meet up, speed dating type events this year. They're not going to be on that. I mean, why would they? There's not a lot of options out here that guys are I even hear people saying that they like in the first place. So why would they be on that type of energy?
Okay, so this goes back to his initial point in the other video. He's being consistent. He's like, listen, if all the women out there, that are trying to get onto a guy professional women, and they're older, and you have a lot of professional black men in DC. Like the first lady said, you got dudes that are powerhouse guys in DC, you know, lawyers, doctors, businessmen, accountants. And if they're single, I mean, they got everything that they can get out there as it is. So you don't need to go to a singles event or singles mixers because all the women are already there at your disposal for the most part. And especially if you feel like you're going to a singles event where some of the women are not going to be your type, you're not going to go. Especially if you're a guy that's doing very well. You're not going to go.
Right now, it seems like mostly everybody, especially after 2024, the year we just had, they're mainly focused on just trying to get their stuff together. And on top of that, a lot of women have been complaining that guys don't approach them anymore. But I'm also like, why would they? I mean, have you seen how a lot of women have been playing dudes when they try to speak to them? It's crazy.
That's another thing too. Like, men would approach you, but your attitude may be bad, and then you're in a city where he feels it's 5-1. Like, what's the point, right?
Now, I know some of y'all gonna be in the...
And to add to that, a lot of men are approaching women because, like me, I see you're gambling because we're living in the age of ghosting. You know, a woman can say she don't like something. Like a woman might, when you go out with a woman, say for instance you meet a woman online or meet a woman at Walmart and y'all go out for dinner or something. I just put Walmart out there because that's where a lot of guys meet women at the grocery stores. You meet a woman and you take her out, and then she just decides she don't like the way you talk. She don't like your swag. She ain't gonna tell. She ain't gonna say nothing. She's gonna sit there and just keep eating your food. And then once the date is over, she's gonna give you a hug, kiss, you know, let you maybe kiss on the cheek, say I'm gonna call you later. Then you gonna go to call her later, and then she gonna block you. Then you like, damn. So now you got to go out and meet. So a lot of guys just tired of the pickiness of women. Like women can have their opinions and they can have their options of what kind of man they want. They have every right to have their options, but a lot of women have very obscure, non-realistic expectations from the man that they want. So every time they date a guy and he makes one mistake or he says one little thing, oh, I'm cool on this dude, I'm turned off. But she ain't gonna say that. She's gonna keep smiling and acting like she enjoying your conversation. Then when the dinner over with, she gonna stop. So I think with dudes just got a couple of times of doing that, and dates ain't cheap. These restaurants ain't cheap no more. It's one thing used to be to take a woman out, then take out to out to dinner, and then go to like a bar and grab a drink. After y'all have dinner somewhere, you may spend maybe $125. Shit, that's just for both just the dinner and the drink. Now you looking at about $200 just for dinner. Dinner and then if she wants drinks, and then for you to do that, because I'm thinking you're gonna take her somewhere nice, and somewhere nice, shit. Just go to the Cheesecake Factory, you're gonna probably spend over $100 just at the Cheesecake Factory, and that's a franchise. You know what I'm saying? Not low quality, but franchise midway type of restaurant, and you looking at spending $100 there just for a meal, and that's just starting with the tip and everything, and then just to turn around, somebody be like, oh, I don't like the nigga shoes, some picky shit. You like, damn. So now she gone. Now I gotta meet somebody else. Take her out. Oh, she got too many kids. So now it's on me. You find she got 5 kids, 7 baby daddies. You like, fuck. Now you done spent $75 on this date. So you gotta meet somebody. So dudes are just like, you know what? Then women want you to plan the date. You gotta plan the date. You gotta take her somewhere. Then I don't like this place. Take me over here. So it's like it's just too much time and effort to put into something, and a broad turn around and say she ain't feeling you, or she friend zone you, or she ghosts you. This money. So guys are just like, you know what? I'm cool. I got Pornhub. Got me some lotion. Let me just focus on my career. Focus on going to the gym. Focus on myself. And if a woman comes to me and wants to take it to that next level, we could. But I need to see general interest. I can't be I remember one time I caught myself trying to date one time. I went on maybe 3 dates, 1 or 2 dates. One chick, she was kind of crazy. I was like, I can't. Then another date, I was liking the chick, but I wasn't her cup of tea. She ghosted me. And another chick I took out, she was cool, but she really liked me. She had too many damn kids. So I was like, damn. So I looked at those 3 dates, I looked at how much money I spent on each of those dates, and I was like, Shit, I spent almost $300-400 on all those dates. Just, you know what I'm saying? The meal, just 3 dates, like maybe 3. I'm thinking between all 3 of those dates, 3 to 4. I'm thinking it might have been maybe closer to 3, but still, that's $300. Nothing happened with none of those dates, and that $300 gone. You see what I'm saying? So now I got to go back out here again, meet somebody else, spend some more money, and then see what happens. So dudes are just like, you know what? I'm good. I'm cool. It's too expensive. Restaurants are getting higher and higher. It's, you know, and I gotta say, a woman doesn't owe you anything. She doesn't owe you nothing just because you took her out to dinner. She don't owe you her, you know, she don't owe you the sex. She don't owe you. I get that, but and then on top of that, you got a lot of women just dating men, and because they want to be taken out, they'll have some guy already smashing. I done had that happen to me before. She got a guy already hitting it. He ain't doing none of that shit. He just the dick on dial him up when she wants some dick. But she want to be taken out. She want a nigga to open the door for her. She want to feel like a lady. So here come your sucker ass spending money thinking you finna get to with this woman. You know, I had women, oh, you already got somebody taking care of that. You know, but you a cool friend. We can still hang out. And no, bitch, we ain't. This is it for us. You done told me that. I'm good. Why am I keep taking you out, feeding you and whining and dining you and entertaining you, and then bring you home? All he just got to do is put on. He at home playing the game, ain't doing none of that shit. And you just text him, I want some dick. He hop up, go and fuck, come back home. He ain't did none of that shit. And a lot of guys are realizing that too. They're like, man, why am I doing this? Because we realizing, a lot of men are realizing, like, these women got men that they fucking, but these niggas that they fucking ain't whining and dining them. They've gotten to place, they've gotten complacent being just the dick. So they realize I ain't gotta do none of that. And a lot of times these dudes go away and drop dick off, and she bring him a plate to the bedroom after they finish. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you done took this broad out, brought her flowers, opened the door for her, and you get a kiss on the cheek and friend zone. So dudes, a lot of dudes is knowing that the dude is getting the draws, ain't doing none of that shit. So a lot of dudes like, why am I dating? Why am I wasting my fucking money when I know the dude is hitting and ain't doing none of that shit? Let me save my money, you know, work on myself, take myself. I be seeing a lot of cats I be seeing a lot of dudes out by themselves. Niggas doing self-date nights, taking themselves out. It's funny, I've done that before. I've taken myself, and I've had the best time. Crazy part about it, sometimes your own company can be better, and that's sad, when your own company can be better than the presence of a woman. I love the company of a woman. I love it. But a lot of times, recently, man, you take a woman out on a date, you like, ugh, fuck, this ain't going nowhere. This broad judging everything I do. I don't like, why your beard like this? Why you wear that shirt with them shoes? Like, you know, I'm sitting across me judging me while I'm feeding her ass. I'm spending my money feeding this ungrateful broad while she talks shit about my outfit. Like, So dudes is like, I'm good. Cass is like, I'm good. I'm good on that dating shit.
Comments like, oh, you must be one of them guys. Clearly, I'm not. My life is amazing. Trust me. I'm just.
Which brings me to the question. I'm sorry to interrupt y'all again. The whole going Dutch thing. Remember that was a big ordeal towards the end of 2024. You know, going Dutch, is it wrong for men and women to go Dutch on a date? I think you should. Being that the dating landscape is so jittery and so ghosty, people just can ghost you, and you done spent $120 on a date, but you said something about cats look ugly and now she ghosting you. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know why. You know? And that's why cat dudes is like, you know what, I'll date, but that bitch gonna pay for her food, I'll pay for mine. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes start looking back at all the dates that I've been on and got nowhere. Like, I didn't spend so much money. No, hell no. Either she pay for her food, I pay for mine. And then that way, if she decide to ghost me, no harm, no foul, and I don't feel like I got freaking robbed. Because a lot of women do that shit with that. They'll just use niggas just to try out different restaurants and not even thinking about trying to get with your ass. So that's why I like the time back in the 80s. A woman wouldn't even give you her number unless she liked you. If she really liked you, she would give. Because you gotta think, this is before cell phones back in the day. If I gave you my number, you getting the number to my residence. So that means you got my house number. So for a woman to give you her number back in the day, she had to really like you. And then on top of that, to even go out with you, she had to really, really like you. Because a woman back in the day wouldn't even go out with you unless she liked you. Now women going, oh shit, I ain't gonna like that nigga. He take me to the fucking the Drake concert. He got free tickets. Oh shit, he ain't getting none of this. I'm friends. He literally he know his ass is friend zone. But shit, I can go. He got free Drake Kendrick Lamar tickets. Shit, I want to see Kendrick Lamar. I go with his dumb ass. And he thinking, oh, she like me. No, nigga, she like them Kendrick Lamar tickets you got. That you know what I'm saying? And then at the end of that, he ended up realizing, damn, that bitch ain't like me. She liked it just because I had free tickets. You see what I'm saying? So that's why dudes is like, you know what? Now when he get free tickets, he ain't even calling her. He like, fuck it, I'll take one of my cousins or my homeboys with me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all, let me continue on with this.
She started looking at me as more of like a street reporter. I'm really just out here in the streets of DC reporting on the life here in DC and the things that us guys go through. That's all I be doing. And I'm starting to get really comfortable doing it too, because I'm around a lot of people right now looking crazy, but it is what it is. And I'm in the cold. Also went to go get something to eat though, but I also wanted to get out of the house. There's a lot of stuff going on. All I'm saying is I know this is about to be in 2025. It's about to be so many single events popping up because a lot of people in the DC area are single and they feel like, you know, they got their finances together. Women, a lot of women are single, they got their finances together now and they feel like the only thing they need now is a relationship. But it took so long to get to that point that I don't know if they're the type of women that a lot of these guys out here want. Because every time I talk about it, and trust me, I don't have the same opinion, but every time I talk about it, a lot of guys only want women who are younger than. I'm not one of those guys, but there's a lot of guys who only want to date younger because they've been grinding so long to get where they want to be in life, to the point where, you know, now that they have the means, they're like, well, what's the point of getting someone who's my age or older? And the whole time she's been focused on her career, but she didn't keep herself up. And so now they're not the best option in those guys' minds. It's crazy.
Okay, so it's saying the same thing. Like, most chicks who are very beautiful, very sexy, they don't gotta go to singles events, right? Because dudes are already getting at them. So, if you want to go to DC, seems like it's popping out there, but hey, seems like it's the same temperature. A lot of brothers still not feeling it. A lot of brothers not going to singles events. Brothers are not trying to pay to go to those events. If they want baddies, they're gonna get those baddies in the streets. They're gonna meet them someplace else in the industry. And again, most hot chicks, like beautiful, fine chicks, are not really at speed dating events. Most really good, exceptional looking chicks are already going to be taking, dating, and all that stuff. So guys, check out my man Cannon Corey. I'll put his link in the description. You can follow him. Let me know, guys, if you're in the DC area, is this true? We out.
So this is O'Shea Duke Jackson's YouTube channel. Check him out. Yeah, check his channel out. And the other brother he just said, check out both of those channels. Yeah, I just think that brothers is just like, you know, they don't want to waste their time no more, you know. And single events is just a bunch of picky women gathered. That's why men don't go to them damn things no more. The best way to meet women is not at the club, the bar, because that's when they have their mask on, them typical, because they know niggas gonna be on them. The best place to meet women is, it's a dude to be on YouTube, and he be going to like Walmart, Mart, and Target, and hollering at women. That's the best place to meet women, because they're not all. You see how a lot of times you see how they really look, because they ain't got all that costume makeup on. A lot of times when they at events and different functions where they know they gonna get approached, they always make-upped up, so you don't really see the real them. But when she just running in the Walmart or Target just to grab something at the local grocery store, that's when you see, and she's by herself, she ain't got her girls with her. That's the best time to get your holler on, is at the grocery store. I'm telling you, the grocery store, Walmart, Target, places where you go to run, post office, where you going to run errands, the bank. That's where you know, the gas station. That's where you meet, you know what I'm saying, the dry cleaners, pick up the dry cleaner. That's where you meet women at. Not the club, not the bar no more. You know what I'm saying? Not those, definitely at no singles, mingles events. And now I will say a good place to meet women at, because it's a real sociable place after the, you know, it's a real sociable place before the show starts and after the show starts. Comedy clubs, not comedy concerts, comedy clubs. Comedy clubs are usually good places to meet women. Comedy clubs, because first of all, you know if she has a sense of humor, especially if she goes a lot. Yes, that which is good. That's a positive thing. Because I don't like a woman that don't like to laugh. Just always serious. I'm always a serious woman, and it's all about me. Because I'm a very jokey, happy-go-lucky, like to laugh type of guy. And I don't like that kind of vibe. But hey, to each his own. Anyway, what do y'all think about this video, man? Leave your comments and subscribe to Charles in the World. Hit the thumbs up button.